Ahoy hoy all, Druss here, and welcome back to another Conquest Reforged video. Today, in this video, I'm going to be continuing my series on Minecraft interiors and how you can vastly improve your interior decoration using the Conquest Reforged mod, and also in this case today, the Victory mod, because I hummed and hawed about using it, but I do typically use it in my own interiors quite a lot, so I feel it's only fair to continue using it just for the purposes of display and showing you what the Victory mod itself is capable of and how it further enhances your builds. So to begin, as always, I'm in a furnished vanilla Minecraft kitchen. Kitchens are the topic of today's video, and I have furnished this to the best of my abilities using blocks that are available only within the vanilla package and the game. So the walls of to begin with the walls, I suppose, on the outside, the walls are white terracotta. I've used slabs as a roof support and just hanging lanterns with chain blocks as a lighting. I've made some tables using inverted stairs and some decorations using using brewing stands and cups using flower pots, etc. Just a little wash basin and using some sea pickles as again just for decorative purposes with some scaffolding. Now, to be perfectly frank, I struggled to decorate this place, and I actually initially had both kitchens a couple of blocks larger. I limited the size of the kitchen then because I was having a hard time decorating this vanilla kitchen adequately, whereas the Conquest Reforged kitchen, as you'll see, I actually struggled to choose the blocks. There were so many to choose from, and the issue with that is that I haven't included, I suppose, even a quarter of the blocks that are available when decorating something like a kitchen. Anyway, to continue the vanilla kitchen, in the center I've created a table, a small little chair using a stair block and some signposts. On the table, again, I've used an item frame to put a fish on it and a cake, a coral block fan just as a sort of a plate. I've also included just a blast furnace and a smoker as a sort of an oven, and a fence block as a pipe leading out. The main feature of both kitchens is the oven in the center. In this case, again, I've used just some typical stone brick and a cake in the middle and some campfires just to illustrate it being heated. Over here I've created a shelf using some levers and again just a coral block as a sort of decoration, maybe ingredients or something. I've also used a honey block with trapdoors around it just as a sort of a foodstuff. Finally, moving over here, I've created the well-known at this stage barrel with tripwire hook as a barrel of keg of beer or wine, perhaps. It's sitting on a scaffolding brick, and here I've created a dresser. Now the dresser is using loom blocks on top to the side, again within the vanilla package that would actually look more like shelving units, and barrels on the bottom. So just again small dresser just as a decoration. And there we have it. That's the limit of what I found I could do with the vanilla package. Again, I think personally it's a fairly adequate kitchen for the vanilla experience. It's relatively well decorated, it's functional, it has things that you would typically find inside a kitchen within Minecraft, and there we have it. Now we shall move on to the Conquest Reforged version of the kitchen. And here we are in the Conquest Reforged version of the kitchen, and immediately it should be fairly obvious that the level of decoration is vastly higher than in vanilla. Even things like the door frame has a more ornate door. Along the top of the kitchen wall I was able to use a decorative block just as an extra decoration. The base border of the wall is again a decorative block, and then instead of using slabs I was able to use beams, and instead of a hanging lantern I just use a small chandelier. Again, there are far more options for lighting and that sort of thing in Conquest Reforged. So just to walk around, there's just typical things you'd find in a kitchen, I suppose, particularly within the mod pack. You've got a small bucket, some shelving units and a small cabinet. Here's the same wash basin as we had within the vanilla one, but above it there's a towel rack, a small stool, and just a little jar of soaps or something along those lines, as again a little decoration. This particular piece is using the victory mod. There are decorations around here that do use the victory mod, including this butter churn here. Just a little weighing scales, again a fairly common kitchen object, and a rack of brooms and that sort of thing. Here is the Conquest Reforged version of the oven. It does utilize just the food, the bread and the baker's paddles from the victory mod pack. The oven itself is far more ornate. It has a bellows to keep the fires hot. It uses the warm embers block from the Conquest Reforged mod pack, and the bread itself is sitting on a grill, so it just looks a little bit more realistic, including the fact that we're able to put in iron doors just as a door to the oven itself. The oven itself is using a brick that's new to the Conquest 1.15 and above, the oven brick blocks. Of course, beside the oven there is some wood just to keep the fires going. Again, just a little touch that makes the kitchen a little bit more realistic. I've created a dresser over here, again just using the victory mod and some Conquest Reforged wardrobes. A small broom and a basket of apples. Again, small details, but again hopefully bring the kitchen to life. Again, some victory mod decorations, just some pots and pans and knives. Now you can achieve this with the Conquest Reforged mod alone. There's paintings, and there's some tool racks that would allow you to do this just slightly differently, but I prefer myself just using the victory mod versions. On the table we have some flour, because there's bread being made. Again, just using some lichen blocks to simulate flour being spilled on the table and on the floor from the bag of flour. Just again on the table I've created, just to display some of the decorative blocks available for the kitchen, some cut cheese, some jam jars, a little jug of milk, and over here again to display some of the blocks available and some of the decorations available. There's a honey pot, a little bottle of oil or something along those lines, and a crate of cabbages. And as well there's a wine cellar, and it uses some oak trapdoors, so again they have multiple block states and allow your kitchen that little bit more realism and a level of realism that's greater than in the vanilla pack. This is the Conquest Reforged version of the barrel on a support. The barrel is round, so again just a nicer little detail, and the dresser again is just a little bit more ornate and just that bit better than the vanilla version. Finally, I've added a chair. It's a little bit more to the closer to the wall over here, and a vase perhaps of oil or something along those lines. Really it's more for decoration, and just to illustrate again that the Conquest Reforged kitchen and the mod pack allows a far greater variation in what you can build. One thing I didn't point out is the floors. The floors in the kitchen I've done here again are just that bit more ornate and just allow a greater level of detail and hopefully of immersion within the build. So there we have it. That is the Conquest Reforged kitchen. There are hundreds of blocks available. I'll just draw your attention to one last thing that I forgot, was the hanging vegetables, and there are lots of different variations of hanging vegetables and meats. I just couldn't pack enough in here. If I had done it, it would have just been too cluttered. It's already cluttered enough. It's probably a more Spartan or sparse kitchen I would usually do, but again, I was just trying to sell why you should move to the mod pack if you play on Minecraft Java. But there we have it. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, I would really appreciate giving it a like, a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get the word out there about the Conquest Reforged mod pack. My channel is small. I would like to see the numbers grow, and again, the best way of doing that is by interacting with the video. So thank you for watching if you have, but until next time, stay frosty and goodbye.